how to buy real estate, make millions, and never pay taxes. By using step-up basis, 1031 exchange, real things that will exist in the tax law, and you could practically avoid paying taxes.
You're listening to the AZREIA Show. If you're looking for quality real estate investing information that you can trust, you've found it. Stay tuned and join the tens of thousands of members that have already benefited from AZREIA, your home for education, market information, support, and networking opportunities that will advance your real estate investing career.
Hello, state of Arizona and Arizona community and AZREIA family and members. Today is a new day and we have another awesome episode of the AZREIA Show. And today we have my co-host, and we have Oggie Penev. Oggie is a realtor, property management owner, investor, landlord, coach, everything like that. And he's with ProEx Realty Management. And today we want to talk about property management. We want to come from a different perspective. Oggie has experience on both sides. We really want to welcome Oggie to the show. Welcome, Oggie. Thank you for being here.
Hello. Thanks for that.
All right. Tell me, kind of give us your background, Oggie. How did you get into real estate? But before that, what did you do before real estate?
Oh, wow. Okay. I got a green. I'm born in Eastern Europe, Bulgaria.
Okay.
And I was in the Army for a little bit. Right after the Army, I got a green card. So one-way ticket, $700 in my pocket. I landed in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, wow.
I had a friend up here, so that's why I have no idea where Phoenix is.
Okay.
So good thing is my English was decent. So I opened the newspaper, pointed the first open ad, and came up to be the airport. So people that with the little flashes, the guy that pointed, that was me.
The guys that almost get hit by the airplane.
Exactly. So,
it's hot down there too.
Yeah.
It was a great out shift. So nice shift. That's it. It's get the first job. So then pizza delivery. After that, every time is the next step. What brings you more?
Let me ask you this real quick, because a lot of people, me and Mike, we was kind of talking about this. You come to the States, to America. What was the difference between what you see here and what you saw at home in Bulgaria?
Opportunities.
Boom.
All you have to do is work hard and be open to learning new things, and just that's it.
Okay.
That's it. It doesn't matter. You see, we come here and we spoke with accent. People are born here and speak perfect English with perfect education, and they still cannot.
Yeah.
They don't understand it. But just opportunity. That's it. That's the main thing.
And I asked you that because, like I said, we was talking about it last night. My dad, he's from Central America, and that's what he used to always tell us was like, "You're in America. Look at all the opportunity around you. The only thing you have to do is pick something and go do it and be it." It's a big difference between immigrants that come in and see the opportunity versus us that's here. We make excuses, kind of complain and everything like that. But I just wanted to get your perspective.
Yeah, just get it done.
I'm still trying to figure out. You said you moved up, you pay more as you progress and you live here longer, and pizza delivery made more money than the airline.
Twice more.
Wow. That was on my mind, man. I'm like,
I was getting $725.
Wow.
And I had to go through a 10-year background check and tests and to get into the airport. It was just so hard.
Wow.
$725. And then I went and got delivering pizza for $15.
Big difference.
Yeah. For the first 4 or 5 years, I always had 2 jobs.
Okay.
Until I get the right job that I don't need to work.
Gotcha.
But here's the thing. Out of all these jobs, I found something about me. I don't like bosses.
Okay.
I got fired twice.
Okay.
So I hate corporate world. I'm going on my own.
Okay.
That's when in 2005, that was the biggest, the previous boom on real estate. Everybody was making money. I was like, oh, I have properties. I have to sell my property. Why don't I get my license and sell it myself, say the commission?
Through those years of job hopping, you bought a house or you bought properties?
Yeah. No, about my own first property.
Okay, got it.
First property.
Okay.
Just one. I had no idea of real estate.
Got it.
But I didn't know what was buying. I bought foreclosure property
Mhm.
with FHA in
Okay.
2003.
Okay, good.
The prices doubled, so I had to sell it. Then I bought two more. But anyway, I got my license to sell my property. Then I sold my friend's house and then another friend's house. And it's like, man.
And you're how many years are you in the States at the time?
I came in 2000. So 2005, I got
So
my license.
5 years.
So you already had multiple properties owned by 2000, 5 years in the future.
No, just 2005, I got one. Then I sold it and bought two more.
Then you bought two more. Within that first 5 years, then you got in the real estate agent work and started helping others.
Yes, not as an
All the
investor.
5 years.
Investor was an idea, but I haven't no knowledge about the process.
Got it.
Perfect.
2007, I became full-time. I said, I'm going to be full-time.
You built your business from 2005 to 7 as a real estate agent.
As a second job.
Okay.
Between my other job.
Got it. Okay. Awesome.
In 2007, I became full-time. I rented an office. I was at Carol Williams. Great company, great education, gave me a solid foundation.
Mhm.
Here, yeah.
And I rented an office all the way to the back with no windows.
Okay. Yep.
I started going to the office every day. No clients, nothing.
Okay.
At that time, 2007, I was doing some flips. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I was doing business at that time. September 2007, 4 of the biggest mortgage companies went bankrupt.
Mhm.
That's when things started changing rapidly downwards. I went to a class for something called short sales.
Okay.
At that time, nobody had any idea what short sales were. And it was a guy teaching investors how to buy properties with no equity.
Yeah.
I bought, it was the old books.
Binders.
Binders.
And,
And we
yeah.
had some CDs, but a lot of binders.
Uh-huh.
I read them and I said, man, I can do this for commission. Start digging through the tax records. At that time, the foreclosure started rocketing, going up.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to get in touch with the homeowners. There was no skip tracing,
Right.
databases, things like that. But I had access to the previous MLS data to see who sold the property to this person.
Right.
I started calling the agents and say, listen, the client that you sold this property 2 years ago is in trouble, but I can help him through something called short sales. He'll help me get in touch with the person, I'll help them out, and you'll get a referral fee. That's how I started getting a lot of short
So you're kind of like
Okay.
before, that kind of sounds like before short sales even caught on.
Yeah.
Was it big at the
Oh,
time?
yes,
Were you right before?
No, the very first short sale I did with Freeman Mortgage and called them, and the guy's like, I'm super busy. I have 5 files on my desk. He was the only person in the department.
Wow.
3 months later, it was just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Somehow I end up doing short sales.
So you was like a short sale pioneer.
Since then, I would say I'm one of the Arizona short sale experts.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I have 200-300 files, every loopholes. I'm proud how many people I've saved from bankruptcies. And
That's great.
Excellent.
I've kept so many debts on people, so they don't have to pay anything.
Wow.
So, but I started learning about foreclosure. I was like, man, I want to get with the banks.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start cold calling banks.
Huh.
I was like, hey, I'm this, I can do this, I can help you. Well, the normal cold calling.
Right.
And then I
Did you
started.
find, was that hard to just pick up the, not was it hard, but the communication and gatekeepers?
It was
talking to
really
them?
hard. My English wasn't great.
Mhm.
I stumbled a lot of times. I talk shit.
It's
Go
all-
on, go on.
I talk. Sometimes I mumble. They don't understand me. I have to repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But they, on their end of it though, did they make it hard as well to get in touch with decision makers about these houses?
At that time, they had so much volume. They just needed people.
Okay.
But it was hard too.
Okay.
I got a list of targeted banks, and for Christmas, I sent them baskets. And one of them called.
Okay.
Mm.
Cool.
Okay.
I was like, hey, thank you for the basket. I was like, all right, great. And are you in our system? No, I'm not. Okay, I'll put you in the system.
Simple as that.
Gift. That's it.
And then I called another guy. He's like, yeah, you know what? I'll put you in the system. And like, he calls me 5 minutes later and said, hey, do you know where Youngtown is?
Mm.
And my office was in Scottsdale.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm new. I have no idea. I was like, man, Youngtown? I have no idea. This is like far away. No,
Uh-huh.
I cannot take care of Youngtown. I don't know. And I have hang up the phone and I call next door. report to Jim, and he's like, what was that? I was like, yeah, a bank, but I can't handle it. It's the accountant. You stupid. It's like 20 minutes from here. Call him back. One-on-one, you'll be there. Call back. It's like, hey, Jim, I can take care of that.
Right.
Are you sure? I was like, yeah. He sent it over, and that's when my property management experience started.
Okay.
Because when the bank gives you an assignment, an asset, all they give you is an email with an address. That's it. Nothing else. You have to do your own research. Jump on tax record, see who the owner is, if they really foreclosed, go to the property, knock on the door, see if somebody lives there, and do all the process.
That's a lot. That's quite a bit of work to get to that homeowner, because the only thing you have is just that email.
Just email. Nothing else. Nothing else.
And what was the expectations? What did the bank expect from you? They give you an email.
So they come up with a guideline. So within 24 hours, you have to report what's going on within X amount of hours. But at that time was very competitive. We were getting things done with minutes and hours.
Okay.
Give the assignment, you have to find out. Later, you had the team, and then everybody got trained, everybody had the job. Email comes in, the assistant in the office, the first thing they do, they call the utility company. They want to see if there's active electricity going on. Summertime, Arizona, no electricity, nobody can survive.
Right.
Which property is vacant? Another option, we check MLS to see if it's active. A lot of times, properties were active for sale and they were getting foreclosed because they couldn't get sold.
Okay.
Then we call the agent, we tell them what happened. The agent computed the relationship between us and the homeowner. Then I go and door knock. And I kind of nicely explain who am I, what happened, try to transition them, explain what's going to happen in the next 10 days, 30 days, 60 days, how the process works. My goal is to get the homeowner out of the property and get the property vacant.
So those are hard conversations, right?
They are.
Yeah, so what are some tips you can give our members about going? That's a tough conversation. Hey, they probably obviously know they're getting foreclosed on, but that transition process, you got to have a certain way to approach them.
Yes, here's the rule that you have to follow for us. People are afraid of the unknown. Okay, you approach them with who you are, why you're there, very quickly, so they're not scared.
Yep.
And tell them, listen, sorry that we have to meet in this circumstances, but it is what it is. I'm here to make this easy for you. And this is what how the process works.
Okay.
Here's the paperwork I got from the bank. This is what they want. This is what they're going to give you. This is what they can help you, and all this, the process. Never had problems. There's always issues here and there, but I've never been chased or threatened.
No dogs let out after you, nothing like that.
So like the people that are afraid to door knock.
Yep.
Right. Literally, you're going up to houses where people are been in their houses for years and they're about to get kicked out, and you had to explain this to them. And nothing bad ever happened.
The rule is don't present yourself as some kind of a professional. Like, I am the broker for this company. No. You're a very simple, humble guy. Say, hey, I'm just here to check what's going on, to report. I got an assignment. I have to do it. I don't do it. Right? And then you don't deal with these people.
Don't shoot the messenger, basically. I'm just coming to check up on the property. And you try to help because you're really trying to help them. They don't know what the process. They don't even know that they have the option of getting paid to leave. Right.
That was my job, was to.
And so you had to educate the seller. So you knock on the door, basically get the information, and then you educate the seller on, or the homeowner on, these are the options that we can provide for you.
Exactly. Most of the times we were offering them cash for keys so they can help them transition to another rental property. And the common conception that they're going to get kicked out next day, that's illegal in Arizona.
Right.
So it's a process. We don't.
Okay, so now you're in that phase where I think you mentioned you wanted to keep some of these houses and also started introducing you to property management. That all unfold while you're going through this process.
So when the bank gives you a property, first you have to get people out. But if the property is vacant, then you're responsible for absolutely everything, like it's your own property. You turn on the utilities under your name. You pay for the utilities.
Wow.
You rekey the property. You pay for the rekeying of the property. You schedule the contractors. Then you advise the bank what the repairs are, where the damage of the property is, what's the estimated cost of the repairs. Then you advise the bank what's the best selling option. Is it as is or repair?
Okay.
And then if they say it has to be repaired, then you call the contractors, you schedule them, get bids over a certain amount of money, you get 3 bids, you choose the best one, and then you manage them to get the job done, and you pay them. You pay everything up front.
Wow.
The bank don't give you any money. You're doing all of this.
Most of the banks, they need to know. And then you pay for the repairs, and then you submit everything for reimbursement.
Okay.
If it's a big project, then with $50,000, $80,000 remodel, then you
talk to the bank.
Then,
okay.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You have to be very careful.
Okay.
So practically, I was managing these properties for the banks until they send me the email, until the closing is done. Anything in between.
Okay.
Calls, police, fires, suicides.
It's like you're the property owner.
Yes. And the bank looks to me like the monthly services, food services, everything. And they rely on me to give them the right advice. What's the best, cheapest, fastest way to make more money?
So real quick, so those examples you gave, fire, police, all that stuff, I'm assuming you dealt with those situations.
Oh, yeah.
So give us a cool story, man. What was crazy?
Sad?
Not sad, I don't know, man. Some crazy.
I had to deal with suicide.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not that one. Like I've heard people like put cement down the drains and crazy things like that.
Once in a while.
Okay.
You know, but after all this, you just get certain rules. Like when you go in the door, open the door and keep the door very loud.
Okay.
And don't go in. You just sit and wait.
Yeah.
And you want to see if somebody's gonna start running around.
Okay.
And then yell, like anybody, oh.
Gotcha.
So like scared like that. And later, because we had so many properties, I had to get a team. My guy was going with a gun on the place.
Mm-hmm.
So he was finding people moving in the properties. We have to kick him out.
Right.
We haven't had crazy, huge problems. Every time we call the cops, they come and they handle things.
Okay. So how did that transition over into your property management company? Now you're working with the bank, doing all of this, you're doing these properties. Why did you decide to say, you know what, okay, let me build this property management company?
Yeah, the property management company came a little bit later.
Okay.
First, I was like, okay, I'm dealing every day with foreclosures, repairs, selling the properties, and making money for the bank, for the investors. Why not me?
Okay.
So I started with a few flips. Hard
Okay.
money, the regular way, like everybody else.
Mhm.
Get an opportunity, get a hard money loan, fix it, resell it.
And were these lead sources from the bank that relationship you had, the houses you would flip, or
No, because the bank was not allowing us to buy our own.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You got the inside track right there. You got a lead funnel.
If I knew the cheapest property in the bank that I sold was in 2011 for $11,000 South Phoenix. I could have bought it with my credit card.
Wow.
That was the cheapest. From that point on, everything started skyrocketing on the prices.
Okay.
But I was selling properties 40, 50,000 and with 30, 40, 50 offers.
Mhm.
But if I knew what I know now,
Yeah.
like everybody else.
Right.
That's my experience. Once you work for someone and do things, then you transition to do it for yourself. A few flips here and there, and then I got cold caller to call foreclosures.
okay.
At that time, the foreclosure list was huge. Every day we had 100 people getting filed.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have 5.
Wow.
Right.
I was going through the foreclosure list and then giving my list to the cold caller to call them and tell them that we could help them with short sell, list the property. And in between, I started finding good deals. And I was like, why not start keeping these as the rentals?
So you did some flips. Now you're transitioning to some wholesale.
Some combined hold.
Okay.
Like, wow, okay, let's do that. But how am I going to get the money?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I did is I did a home equity line of credit for my personal property.
Okay.
That's where the funds came in.
And you had equity on your.
Yeah, at that time I was able to buy a fix the property, fix it, and pay it off.
Got it.
Okay.
But little bracket before that, in 2010, I had bought 2 properties during the boom.
Mm-hmm.
One got foreclosed, second one I had to do a short sale.
Wow. Okay.
So I knew the process, so it was easier for me to do it the right way without hurting me much and strategically negotiate with the banks and creditors. But I went through that process also. It's just, and I know what the people were going through.
Okay.
So, but the difference was I had the inside knowledge of how the system works. I knew that if I stop making the payments now, in a year and a half, I'll be clean. Because there's 3 months of waiting, 3 months. I had this knowledge, and that I started applying this knowledge to the people that I was helping.
Okay.
I was explaining, hey, I was going through the whole
Right.
thing. This is what's going to happen. Your credit's going to go bad. This is going to go due. But my job is to make sure the bank doesn't go after you for any deficiency judgment. I'll send you to my credit card. You're going to fix your credit. In 3 years, come back and we'll buy your house.
Okay.
We had 200 of these like that. And this gave me a lot of in and out for the process. Everything I've done for my partners, my clients, my friends, I've been through it myself first. And that's kind of probably helped me get better with each transaction.
From the agent perspective, buying, selling, managing for the banks,
failing miserably.
That's cool. At least you learned
losing money.
At least you learned on their dime.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of your dime up front.
Exactly.
And then you started flipping on your own. And you started buying homes.
Yes. Then during the process, the business wasn't running okay. I was able to pay off my house, free and clear, but now you need capital to work with the buying homes.
Right.
To if you want credit, that was the initial funds.
So before we get into the buying home, let's hear a brief break. Let's have a brief break, hear a word from our sponsors. And then when we come back with Oggie, we're going to talk about how he started funding his buy and holds, going from an agent over into being a traditional investor.
Are your real estate dreams on hold? With work, kids, everything else going on, time is limited. Most days you feel like the world's on your shoulders. You might even say to yourself, if I just had someone to lean on and push me in the right direction, I know things would happen quicker. Well, then you need to check out the Deal Finders Club, a community of investors eager to close more deals, sign more contracts, and just get ahead in life. The DFC provides weekly coaching, thriving online community, and all the education you need to be confident. DFC is your fastest path to closing more deals. To learn more, head over to AZDFC.com. That's AZDFC.com.
Okay, and we're back with Oggie Penev, and he's with ProEx Realty Management. And before the break, Oggie, we was getting into how you started funding your buy and holds. How did you pivot into that?
I was doing fix and flips like everybody else, and then I decided, hey, the money is in buying holds. The problem with buying holds.
So let me ask you this, because a lot of people don't understand. You said you're doing fix and flips. Now, fix and flips is the sexy thing. You look at TV, people walk away with 50, 80,000, triple digit flips, 100,000, things like that. But you said the money is in holding. Why is that?
Fix and flip is not investing.
Clarify for us.
Fix and flip is a job. Fix and flip is you're there, you do work, you get paid for your time. You're not there, nothing happens, you don't get paid.
Ah, okay.
Buy and hold is you buy once, set it up, and you don't even show up, travel, don't work. The money keeps coming in, the equity keeps going up, the mortgage is getting paid.
Okay.
That's the difference. One is investing, the other one is a job.
Gotcha.
If you're fix and flipping and you think you're investing, I have a bad news for you.
Wholesaling too.
Wholesaling is a job.
Yep.
So nothing wrong with wholesaling and fix and flipping, but transition to buy and hold as soon as possible.
And that's key that you say that, because most people, when they get into real estate investing, they say, well, I want to be able to live on the beach and have money coming in automatically. Well, the only thing that does that for you is buy and hold.
Yes, and that's what I was doing. I continued flipping, continued selling, but the right properties I hold as a rental properties. So during the process, I figured out what's the best areas, what's the best type of property to fit perfect rental. And the biggest problem was the money, because if you follow the system, you have to put 20% down payment on investment property, get a long-term mortgage, and I started finding that if you do that on the second property, your cash is going to be gone.
Yeah.
What next? Then we found that the BRRRR method.
What's it called, the BRRRR method at that time?
Buy, refinance, repeat,
Renovate.
buy, rent.
Easy, but we always forget.
I always forget, and it wasn't that popular at that time. I'm talking about 2006.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even think it was nicknamed.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
16, and later I came up, and then I realized, okay, I started running into this little. You want to do the BRRRR method, but you put the money, you have to wait 6 months to a year for seasoning to get the appraisal about it. Interesting, I cannot do that. Then, if you buy up to 10 properties, you cannot get any more loans because Fannie and Freddie doesn't like that.
Yep.
I had to figure out all these problems, and that's how I came up with the BRRRR on steroids method, which brought me all my rentals. That's how I bought them.
Okay.
With deploying the money and getting them out within a month.
Okay. As a person that utilized the BRRRR method, I need you to help me to understand, how are you getting your money out in a month?
All right, let's talk with round numbers, not realistic for the Phoenix market. To explain. Let's say you want to buy a rental property and the appraisal value for this property is $100,000. And you find this deal at $80,000.
Okay.
If you buy the deal cash, $80,000, and you hold it rented. If you go to the bank next day and say, I have a property that's free and clear cash, it's worth $100,000, I'd like to refinance and get my money out. The bank is going to say, no, in the first 6 months we want seasoning. We're not going to take the real market value or the appraisal value into consideration. We're going to take your purchase price into consideration for the first 6 months.
Okay.
They're going to give you only 80% of what you bought for. You're going to be leaving 20%, $16,000 locked into the deal.
Property.
This is $16,000 doesn't sound a lot, but imagine if you're in the Phoenix market when we're talking about $300,000, $400,000. If you have $50,000, $80,000 money locked in deals, everything slows down.
Right.
So we found a unique way. I found a new way to go around these rules, and I found a specific type of refinance that wasn't cash out refinance that was allowing me to do a refinance next day. The problem was it has to be purchase money loan.
Okay.
A purchase money loan is you have to buy the property with that loan. That's considered purchase money. And if you can get 100% financing on the deal, you can go next day and refinance the existing loan using the appraisal value, as far as you don't get any cash out of the deal. Let's say, getting back to the scenario,
Yep.
100,000, you're buying it for 80,000, but instead of paying cash $80,000, you get a financing for $80,000, 100% purchase money loan from a private source. You're buying the property with financing. On the next day, you go to the bank and say, I'd like to refinance the existing loan. I don't want any cash out. I just want to do this specific refinance. And the bank says, okay. They come, they appraise the property at 100,000. They say, oh, you already have 20% equity. You don't have to give us 20% down payment. They pay the $80,000 loan to the private investor, and you place 30-year amortization, cheap mortgage. In the meantime, you have placed a tenant. You have a property that you have zero money out of your pocket, 100% finance from the bank, with cash flow, and you have 20% equity, and you move to the next one.
Okay.
So this way, you create the infinite investment, the infinite return. You have zero cash out of your pocket into the deal, and you just move on to the next one.
Gotcha. Sum it up. Go out there, find investment property, get a private lender to lend you the money on a property, purchase it, go to a bank, refinance your private lender out, give them back their money. Now the bank is in that first lien position at the purchase price that you purchased it for, which is 80% of the value. It's 80,000 versus 100,000. Now, okay, and then you have that money. The bank is financing that property, and now you can go and do it again.
Zero risk. What happened? What? They're going to foreclose. Market's going to crash. Take it. Have nothing to this property.
Well, even not even take it either, right? It's like, why don't you have a renter in there, keep,
Yes,
like,
because it cash flow.
Yeah.
Cash flow in zero cost. And then later I perfected this once we did it multiple times. It has little hiccups here and there. You have to have your own mortgage guy that understands that, how to finance these things. I can't tell you how many mortgage people I've spoke with, and I explain this, and they don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it takes a creative mind, and that's one of the things that's most important. With being an investor, you need to have a creative mind. You need to see the problem, and how can I analyze this problem, and how can I solve this problem? That's one of the main things.
So, and later we start helping my friends, clients to do the same thing, and not even use outside private money, but they use their own personal cash to do that. We can come up with a creative way how you can help you create your own personal hard money company. You find your hard money company funds you, and then you go and refinance yourself. We got a little creative, so that's what the things that help me with our property management also is. We don't just do property management. I can advise you on your portfolio. I can tell you help you structure your deals, and increase your return on investment significantly.
Okay.
Like biggest mistake that a landlord can do right now is that they have a free and clear property because they have so much money left in the property. It doesn't do anything for them.
Right. It's losing value because of inflation. Actually.
No, but that's 15%. Let's say 10-15% maybe. But the properties that I have, we're talking about 1,500% per year. That's 1,500% return on the investment. Just because you use the right leverage to a certain level, to a certain point, that. There's a lot of ways. For example, there was this client that I explained to him, listen, I see your portfolio. You have a lot of properties, but why don't we create your own personal bank? They're like, what do you mean? Can I have a bank? They're like, not bank, but you finance your own deals. You don't use hard money. How are we going to do that? I looked at all his portfolio. He had a sixplex he had only like $250,000 to be paid off, and appraisal value maybe $800,000-900,000. Huge equity,
right?
Nothing, anything. And then he had 3 other rentals that had a lot of equity also. The problem was that he cannot touch the equity because they all have first lien loans, first loans. And no bank is going to give you an equity line on second position on an investment. What we did is we structured all right, take these 3 properties, we go cash out, refinance, take X amount of money, pay off the loan for the sixplex. We have a free and clear sixplex, and you go to this bank and get a revolving commercial line of credit for $500,000. You can use this to purchase your own bank, your own properties. You don't have to use 12% hard money loans.
Gotcha.
And the revolving line of credit is 4.5, and you can take it at any time. So
wow.
And then we created his own personal hard money company, LLC, that he can put the cash there. Company finances him, and he goes buys the rental, then goes refinance it next day, gets the money out, moves to the next one.
Wow, man. So that's I think you were saying this earlier. That's why when you're building your team as a real estate investor, that's why you work with people property managers, accountants that invest in real estate themselves.
Absolutely. Do not hire a property manager, a mortgage guy, a tax guy that they don't do fix and flip or they don't have rentals. They just don't understand the process. And I use specific people because they understand and the creativity and what we need to do to get it done.
Because they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
They're finding out the best way for themselves as well.
I'll give you an example. My tax guy prepares my taxes. I do not file my taxes until my mortgage guy sees my taxes.
Mm-hmm.
My mortgage guy approves my tax returns.
Which we have the same mortgage guy I found out all
yes.
the time.
I go to my mortgage guy and say, listen, this year I want to buy 7 properties. Check these tax returns. Based on this, are you going to be able to finance me with 7 properties this year? Like, no. Last year, my tax guy got pissed because my mortgage guy said, we have 500 pages of tax returns. If we give this to the underwriter, they're going to freak out. Yeah. We're going to restructure and put these companies under this and this company under that. And instead of giving 500 pages, we're going to give 15 pages. My tax guy had to work a whole day to set it up, was pissed. But then I'm all set. Right. I have to go to the underwriter, and that's what we start calling being bankable. Yeah. Okay. Being bankable. And that's one of the 3 things that you have to master in the buy and hold game. It's first one is real estate. Second one is financing. Third one is taxes. Yeah. If one of these 3 you're lacking, you're not getting the full potential of the return on investment.
Love it, man. Great advice, man.
Yeah, excellent advice.
So tell us about, he's a new business associate here at AZREIA. So welcome, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, it's official. You're at the last meeting. You'll start seeing him having a booth at the trade show at the monthly meeting, as well as at other events that we'll.
Yeah, come and see me. I'm there personally and talking real estate.
Tell us the name of your company. Tell us what your services you provide and how you can benefit members.
So once I start buying and holding properties, then I start coming in 5, 6, 7. Then I was like, if I'm going to do this, why not just create a property management company and I want to get the service that I want to get. Mm-hmm. So then that's how we came up with ProEx Realty Management. I have a partner, Laura. She's the designated broker of operations. And I start setting up everything the way I want my properties and me to be serviced with the guarantees I want to guarantee. Because I don't know, a lot of people say that the property managers are failed real estate agents. So if you cannot make it in real estate, you become a property manager. I didn't want that to be so I start specific rules. For example, inspections. I can't tell you how many properties I've short sold or foreclosed because tenants ruined the property. Mm-hmm. I go there, the landlord's like, oh yeah, I've had this property for 5 years, they've been paying on time. How the property looks, I have no idea. I go there, property has 50,000 damages, 25,000 damages. It's not worth it. It doesn't matter if you're getting paid on time. We place a tenant, and on the 3rd month, we go and do property inspection. Yeah. We want to know who we place in the property. That's one. Second, we do not renew a lease, and usually that's every year, without doing inspection on the property. We do inspection on the property. If there's a damage done by the tenant, we do not renew the lease until the damage is fixed. Because if you let it go, it piles up. Yeah. And the rule of thumb is 1 rent per year has to go into the maintaining the property. Okay. If you miss 5 years, that's 5 rents.
Yeah. That's a good formula.
Yeah. Officially, 8% is the average of the rental income
for your
single family home. For the multifamily, it's more.
Okay.
Then I wanted to have guarantees, so I came up with pretty strong guarantees. The other thing is the legal side of the business. When you're a landlord, you could get sued a lot more than just when you're selling real finance and real estate. We want to have the legal separation between the owner and the tenant. Mm-hmm. So we're in the middle. Our landlords do not know who the tenant is. They don't see the application. They do not sign the lease. We decide who we're going to place in the property. The only thing the landlord tells us is how much money they want for the property
Okay.
per month. We sign the leases, we place the tenants, we decide who's the best. We inform the landlord that they're gonna start getting money, and we guarantee the tenant. If the tenant stops making the payments, we pay for the eviction.
Oh wow,
And
that's good.
we replace the tenant with a new one for free.
I'm caught on, you said the homeowner doesn't sign the lease?
No.
Interesting. So how's that work? How's that possible?
When they hire us as a property manager,
Okay.
we have the authority to do that for them.
Like a power of attorney
Power
or
of
something?
attorney,
Okay,
yes.
okay, cool.
So because we collect the taxes for them, we do all the accounting, we pay for the sales tax to the county,
Okay.
and we have a power of attorney for them to do that.
Okay.
We have a legal separation of that. And then we still give them the guarantee of if they don't like us, they can cancel anytime. The property management agreement is for 30 days. They can cancel it anytime.
Oh wow.
Renews every 30 days.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different.
Another problem usually comes with the pets. Pets a good thing for rent because 60+% of renters have pets.
Pets.
If they don't have, they won't have it. And they tend to stay longer in these properties. You just have to keep them out. And we have a pet guarantee. If we let a pet in the property without, and they do a damage, the security deposit is not enough, we pay $1,000 out of the company money to fix the problem. So then I call it price match guarantee. If you hear my services and if you go out and find somebody else that does what I do, our company does for cheaper, we'll match the price. So far I haven't found,
Okay.
Awesome.
We're not the cheapest, we're not the most expensive, but the service we provide, the value is there. The value is there.
Okay.
Great, man. That's exciting.
Yeah. So, and the final thing that we came up with, especially for AZREIA, we came up, Mike and Mike helped me with that, is we came up with a free property management program.
Okay.
And it's a secret, so I'm not going to tell it on air. But
will you tell them if they come up to the booth at the?
Yeah, they come in the booth.
At least,
Come and
cool.
talk to me, and we have a way for you not to pay for property management at all.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna leave us in suspense.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Awesome, man. All right.
So yeah, in the legal side of it, when I was starting, also I spent a lot of time with attorneys and to perfect the lease agreement. We use the standard real estate department agreement, but we have another 8 pages of additional clauses to protect the landlord. Then you need to know what, for example, if you have short-term rental and you use a long-term lease, you might not be able to get the people out of the property that don't leave. You have to evict them. Because it's just depends on which lease you're using. For short-term leases, you have to use short-term lease. For long-term, you have to use long-term lease. Yes.
Okay.
So little small things like that landlords, they might try to save $100, $150 property management fee, but in the end might cost them a lot more.
Right.
And the money is in buying real estate, not changing toilets.
Right.
Leaking toilets.
That's true. What you got next, Marcus?
Okay. I mean, that's really much it. We went into a whole lot. You gave us quite a bit. I mean, just making sure you be your own bank. Went over how to, acquire property.
Bankable. What did you say?
Being bankable.
What are those 3 terms?
The 3 things you have to master in the buying whole game is first is real estate.
Yep.
Real estate,
Second is financing.
financing,
And the third is taxes.
Taxes. Yep.
Because I teach a class, and Mike will do it. We have actually a C class prepared for members for AZREIA here at the new location coming, and it's how to buy real estate, make millions, and never pay taxes. So, and
I need to be in that class.
Yeah.
Definitely.
by using step-up basis, 1031 exchange, real things that exist in the tax law, and you could practically avoid paying taxes forever.
So Oggie recently got certified to teach real estate agents and get CE credits investing. Is that right?
Yes, and I'm a real estate broker also, and I can teach other agents in C classes to continue education. But there's a lot of lack of understanding for real estate agents how to invest in real estate or work with investors. We're gonna solve that.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Hopefully we can support you on that, man.
Yeah.
We can do for you.
Okay. Augie, if anybody wanted to get in touch with you, how can we get in touch with you, sir?
For the property management company, you can go online, ArizonaProEx.com. We also do a monthly events for buy and hold investors. Every last Tuesday of the month, we have a event for buy and hold investors. We bring professionals to teach them landlords how to increase their profits. It's nice networking, food, drinks, the usual. For that, you can go and see on buyandholdevent.com. You can see the schedule when the next one is going to be. And it's very easy. Just Google my name, Oggie Penev.
Okay. So guys, go to buy, B-U-Y, and andhold.com. I'm sorry, buyandholdevent.com. Spell it all out. The and is spelled out. Buyandholdevent.com. Well, Augie, I really appreciate you. Sure, Mike appreciates you being here.
Yeah, man. I think, if you, as you listen to this show, you can see the experience that you have through the years and the different types of investing, different types of agent work you've done, property management.
Yeah, the goal here is not just to provide property management, it's just to provide overall look of your portfolio, advise you how to increase your profits, little changes here and there. Recently, I had a friend of mine who does buy and hold on a high level, about 100 properties, but he does it himself. We sat down and about lunch, he bought lunch, and in about 40 minutes, I increased his monthly income with $10,000.
Wow.
Because when you have 100 properties, you just do a little here, a little there, and then that's how you get $10,000 a month.
Love it.
Okay.
So as you can see, just introduce yourself to Augie at the meeting, or check out his websites, give him a call. Again, find out that secret, how not to pay for property management.
Free property management for AZREIA members.
Awesome. Figure it out.
All right, guys. Make sure you meet Oggie Penev here with ProEx Realty Management. Thank you so much, Augie. We really appreciate you.
Thanks for listening to the AZREIA Show with your hosts, Marcus Maloney and Mike Delprete. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you found this information valuable, head over to AZREIA.org and learn more about our community.